Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Twin here. Today we will be talking about Taijutsu Scrapper. Reason why is because the people told me Taijutsu Scrapper is ass on Chaos Dungeon, and truth be told, I used to believe this as well. And it took me a little bit to make myself a build that got it to a pretty optimal state. But before that, let's check my engravings. I got myself 4 of them, which obviously increases my performance. So if you want to reproduce this, it might become a little bit harder if you don't. There's obviously more skill points in my build than you might have, but please check the link below into the description for the build. With that being said, let's elaborate on the skills. We got ourselves Charging Blow, which is always your elite skill. Reason why: it clogs enemies, but most of all, it gives you a buff. Every single time that you do this, it is on a relatively low cooldown, so you can get the buff up 100% of the time. The reason why you want to have this is because your green skills, and I'm running 3 of them, don't really have killing potential unless you use the leading. There's another skill that does exactly the same, Chain of Resonance. This one buffs up even higher. But this can also be chained into one of your yellow skills, a very, very nasty skill overall. So the other skill that is for trash mobs is the Chain Destruction Fist. This kills nearly anything, but once again, there's a neat gimmick that I use to try to use that skill, and that is use it obviously within Charging Blow, because it puts you in a position where you are surrounded by enemies, which means that obviously you will hit more enemies than just one. But here's the Chain Destruction Fist into a supernova, and it takes no prisoners. It kills everything. So what it looks like is the following: surround yourself with enemies, got yourself buffed up, and once again kill everything in the process. Buff yourself up twice, killing everything even with the normal skills, and you got yourself set up for success. But let's face it, first map, not that hard. The second map, however, will be the time where things become a lot more difficult. So if I successfully do some back attacks and use one of my green skills, I only take 30% of his life, which is nothing. So for these bigger monsters, never ever use any of your green skills. Instead, what you try to do is use your yellow skills. Technically I use 2 of them and I kill 3 in the process. How great is that? So never use your green skills on that. Reason why: because the animations are super long, you are not using a shock build, and your damage is quite caca at that point. Now if you don't have any of these skills, then simply run around. Saves you a lot of trouble, saves you a lot of time and HP in the process. And if you don't kill it within one single yellow skill, surprise surprise, do another one. It's not harder than that. It's not rocket science. But once again, lead it in with Charging Blows or Chain of Resonance, and that will allow you to increase your killing potential quite significantly. And if you are then left with only trash mobs, you do the one thing that you need to do, and that is use the Destruction Fist. But if there is a boss and you're mad at it, all that you gotta do is simply buff up, Charging Blow, Awakening skill, 4.6 million crit for absolutely no reason, and cook it up at one go. Trash mobs, once again, Charging Blow, lead, and then do the ratatatat on the ground like an angry toddler. Scoop up the rest with 2 single buttons and kill everything in the process. So that is basically it for the full build. There's nothing much, no real rocket science to it. There are some neat gimmicks, obviously, but this is the way that I like it. Buff all the way up, supernova, killing everything in the process. And I will show you another gimmick which is quite interesting. Surround yourself with monsters, Chain Destruction Fist, killing everything. But if you want to kill these redstones in one go, Charging Blow is the solution for pretty much everything in this whole run. It is super ridiculous. Angry toddler style, windmilling people like a 3-year-old. Else, here we go, supernova. And this is why I like this class. It just feels powerful. You don't want to miss out on it because you think it's bad on the AoE department. Let's face it, if I look at the amount of HP that I've lost even with clowning and talking, this is easy, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to worry about. So if you guys have any questions, please put it down into the comments. Let me know if you want to see any more type of scrapper content. Also down into the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and sub. I'll see you guys into the next one. Peace.